So for those of you that don't know, I have a Spanish channel and an English channel. My Spanish channel is actually much larger. I write both in English and Spanish. By the way, if you want to learn about realistic preparedness and survival, definitely in the right place. Get my books right now, Surviving the Economic Collapse and Street Survival Skills. Best way to get prepared by someone that's been doing this for a long time, has actually gone through these things. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I've gone through it. I'm still around, so it probably ended up working quite well. That's the advice I have for you. Now, because I have my English and Spanish channel, my brain works. I think in English, if I'm thinking English things or English-related topics, and I think in Spanish, if I'm thinking up what would be an example of that. Well, for example, this, thinking in English, thinking about something very local for me with Argentine, I'm thinking in Spanish. So that's what, people that are bilingual end up doing. I did this exact same video in Spanish, and I realized that there's some insights I really want to share with you. Folks, it is terrible. What has happened in UK is terrible. Signs of collapse everywhere. It's been a few years since I last been there, but it's terrible. It's embarrassing. It was terrible when I was last there. I do not even want to imagine what it is right now. Signs of collapse everywhere, returning to London after a year in the countryside. The signs of social collapse are everywhere, even 7 a.m., writes Amanda. So, and if you leave the country, is even more so the case. A woman in a tight belt coat was screaming in the face of an elderly, cowering man in front of her. Then she started beating him with the back of her open hand until, terrified, guilty, he reached inside his overcoat for his wallet. Being mugged in broad daylight. It's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. It's disgusting, really. It's not just this. Who's inside the actual houses? Who's running the businesses? Who's running the country? British? Really? Those are the British people? Okay. Yeah. British national, right? Yes, of course. All of them British national. Yeah. Eventually they are, I guess. Are they really British? No, they're not. They have nothing in common with actual British people. They have nothing in common. Ooh, but it's because they were an empire for... Dude, I'm Argentine. We've been at war with UK. Yeah. You know what? It doesn't matter anymore. It's in the past. You're gonna be happy about the destruction of UK because they were once an empire? Who wasn't an empire? Spain was an empire. Spain conquered quite a bit of the world at a time. Why do you think everyone in Central and South America speaks Spanish? Why do you think that people in Africa speak Portuguese or in Brazil? Yes, countries have been empires at one time or another. Especially the successful ones have been. Rome was a giant empire, right? The civilization you stand on right now is based on that empire that is no more. Now, unlike other places, Italy, you still go to the Roman Forum where civilization started, right? The idea of democracy, the idea of organizing a society and not being a bunch of animals. That's where it all started, right? That's how we got to this point. Not this point. This is going to be at the end of the video. I'll explain you something that will blow your mind. But that's how we got here, right? And that's why they come to these places, because they want that. Why do you think it is they come from Africa, from Middle East? Why do you think they come from those places because they like what they see and they want it for themselves, and they're not capable of building themselves, not in a long time, not for a very long time. So this is what's going on right now. It's not me saying it, it's the but the Daily Mail always, violent crimes spiraling out of control. It is madness. It is not a civilized place anymore. That's why people are leaving in mass. It's over 250,000 actual British people that have fled this disaster of a third world shithole. Come on. It didn't happen overnight. Slowly but surely, your rights were taken away. You cannot have a gun. You cannot carry a gun. There's countries in Europe, not many, but there's a couple of countries in Europe where you can legally carry a gun. Much safer than UK. So much about that. Much safer than UK. And you can legally carry around a gun. Much safer than UK, and in most other European countries, you can carry a knife, something that actually locks into place. And you could use it to defend yourself as a last resort. In pretty much every other country in Europe, you can carry pepper spray. It's fucking pepper spray. It's designed for people to defend themselves, not to hurt anyone. It is mostly used by women, vulnerable women that are being attacked by pervs. You use pepper spray in that case, or you use pepper spray against an attack. No, illegal. Completely illegal. It is the same crime in UK as carrying around an illegal gun, which all of them are because you cannot carry a gun in UK. What are we talking about? How does this happen? A bunch of useless, parasites sitting around, doing nothing, collecting money from the poor people that are still trying to make this thing work. Those are the guys that are keeping these afloat. You probably watching this, being pissed as you should be. You know that you were not pissed enough when it mattered. You did not do enough. I'm using my finger like, yeah, I'm nagging here. I'm in nag mode. You were asleep for way too long, buddy. It's just too late now. Your option, get the hell out of there. Leave. It's not a viable country anymore. This will go the way of the Egyptians. This will become Egypt. This will become a place in which you will look at the pyramids and then look around at what they've done lately and how the fuck is it that we built those things? Probably it wasn't even you, my buddy. This will happen in UK. Mark my words, there will be a day in which they will look around and they will see London Bridge and Big Ben and go, wow, we built this thing? And they will look around each other, a bunch of Muslims from Middle East. We built this one day? No, you did not. You just conquered the place of the people that built that not that long ago. Guys, preparedness and survival is understanding and in many ways, sadly, accepting this as well.